What is up, guys? It's the Great Wall back at again with another video. Today we are here with another 10-year sim. It is going to be the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves, of course, have a very talented roster, but in real life they haven't been able to put it together in the last couple of years. But this year they are off to a good start from what I remember. Yeah, they've got Ronald Acuna Jr., who's locked down for another 3 years. Sale's going to be going down quickly. Matt Olson stuck around for another 5 years. Michael Harris Jr. they're going to have for most of this video. Not same with Sean Murphy. They got 3 years of him. Austin Riley's going to be around for a while. Albies for a couple seasons. Suarez for a couple of years. Spencer Strider they have around. Hopefully he can develop back into a beast. Yeah, they've got a lot of good guys. Hopefully they can build upon what they have. Maybe win a World Series or two. I think this team definitely has a very good chance. So without further ado, let's start simming. Alright, home run derby time. They're not very good. Matt Olson's doing a relatively good job, but the rest of the team maybe not so much. 49 to 48 is not very great. We need them to do a little bit better if they're going to have a chance of making the playoffs. Raisel Iglesias also falling off a cliff. Unfortunately, Matt Olson is here. He's a beast. Anyone else, though? I don't think so. I don't think maybe Acuna. Yeah, Ronald Acuna Jr. is here. But other than that, no one else. So let's go ahead. They haven't made any trades. See if they make any. Now let's see what their draft class looks like. All right, they're going to trade Cam Caminiti for Taylor Ward. This is an okay move as long as they can re-sign Taylor Ward long term. All right, they're going to trade AJ Smith-Shawver, Drew Hackenberg, and Landon Harper for Trevor Rogers. Like I said, kind of like Taylor Ward, they need to re-sign him for this to kind of be worth it. All right, very bad draft class as well. Really nothing here that's going to become superstar levels. So, yeah. All right, they're going to finish off 86 and 76 and make it to the playoffs. So good for them. Let's check out the statistics here for this team. Matt Olson, probably one of their best players, if not the best. He's going to be the best at a 5.3. Drake Baldwin with a 4. Same with Albies. Michael Harris with a 3.8. Acuna only a 3.5. Very underwhelming. Austin Riley with a 2. Mauricio Dubon with a 1.6. Ha-Seong Kim with a 1.5, as well as Eli White. Sean Murphy with a 1.4. Taylor Ward only a 0.9. Okay season, I guess, for most of those guys. Raisel Iglesias, 42 saves. Trevor Rogers had 15 wins. Sale with 11. Schwellenbach with 10. This is a good rotation, honestly. Spencer Strider needs to figure it out sooner rather than later. Let's check out the WAR numbers. 4.3 from Sale, 1.8 from Waldrop, same with Schwellenbach. Trevor Rogers with a 1.2, Dylan Lee with a 1, and I mean, really a lot of mid. Lopez will turn back into a starter at some point, just not right now. See how they do in the playoffs, taking on Chicago. They're going to make it out, taking on the Dodgers, and they're going to lose in 5. I mean, honestly, a lot better than I thought they would be. They were really close to moving on, but they do need to make some good moves this offseason. All right, they're going to trade Tate Southesine for Spencer Steer. They're going to get Jeff Hoffman and Tommy Nance for Chris Mueller, whatever it is. They also get Andres Jimenez for Raul Acosta. Okay, I mean, they're making some moves towards a potential playoff push. Hopefully these do well. We do re-sign Trevor Rogers, which is very good. All right, so in free agency, we let a lot of guys go. Hopefully we re-sign Taylor Ward. I doubt we did, but I'm hoping we did. Yeah, I mean, really nothing special. They got Chris Paddock. They didn't really sign anyone too crazy. Did they lose Taylor Ward? Looks like they did. This is still a good team, but I don't think this is a World Series winning team. I think this is a playoff team, but a team that gets eliminated relatively early on. So hopefully I'm wrong. Okay, they're going to trade Brady Ebel for Mickey Moniak. I am thoroughly surprised that Mickey Moniak only has C potential with how good he's been in real life. Okay, they're going to trade John Carlos Lara for AJ Minter and Michael Kopech. All right, we're at the home run derby. The team is doing relatively well for the most part. They could be doing a little better, could be doing a lot worse. 55 and 42 on the season so far. Who do we have as all-stars? Jeff Hoffman, pardon my yawn. Drake Baldwin is here as well, good for him. Wow, Sal Stewart have a year. anyone else from the team? I'm assuming Acuna's here. I feel like if he's not, that's a humongous problem. Okay, well, that is a humongous problem. He is not here. All right, let's see if they make any more moves. If not, we'll see the draft class. They're going to trade Miguel Valdez for Miles Straw and Joe Mantiply. All right. Okay, not a good draft class whatsoever. They've got two guys who might be decent, but really nothing special here. All right, we finished 94 and 68. We are a wild card team. With 4th seed, Philly is the 2 seed, so they won the division. Wow, Ozzy Albies with 31 home runs. I mean, put up some home run numbers, but Acuna, I need you to be better. I just realized, did we also lose Matt Olson? Oh, no, never mind. He's right there. I was going to say, it would have been very bad if we did. All right. Albies leads our team with a 4.5 award. Drake Baldwin with a 4.1. Miles Straw with a 3.7. Acuna with a 3.3. Harris with a 2.8. Jimenez with a 2.2. Moniak with a 2.1. Olsen with a 2. Austin Riley with a 1.9. Eli White with a 1.3. Sean Murphy with a 0.7. I mean, team did pretty well for the most part. I feel like our hitters need to do a lot better in the playoffs here if we want a shot at winning the World Series. Jeff Hoffman, almost 50 saves. Good year from him. Sales down to an 82, which is not ideal. Schwellenbach's okay. Dylan Lee had 11 wins, which I feel like is not a very good sign for our team. Spencer Strider, he sucks. No offense to him. Wow, yeah, just a revolving door of not very good from the rotation. Sale with a 2.5, Rogers with a 2.4, Schwelly with a 2.1, Jeff Hoffman with a 1.9, Waldrop with a 1.4, and then Dylan Lee and AJ Minter with 1.3, Pyamps with a 1.1. Let's just get to the playoffs. We're gonna get eliminated. We're a couple moves away. I just don't know if they're gonna make the correct moves. They're gonna trade Demetrio Crisantis for Nolan Gorman. All right, so we did lose a lot of players. The big names being Sale, Hoffman, and Albies. And we really didn't sign much. We got Clark Schmidt, Nathan Eovaldi. He's old. Yeah, so I think our playoff window, our World Series window, is slowly closing here. We paid Nathan Eovaldi $19.5 million, and he's a 79 overall. Yeah, that is a phenomenal use of our money. Thank you. Sean Murphy overtakes Drake Baldwin overall wise. I mean, the team is not terrible. Hopefully they play Nolan Gorman in second, I guess. It's just nothing too special. So yeah, let's just see how they do. All right, they're going to trade Matt Olson for Jared Bart. This is quite possibly the stupidest possible move they could have ever made. They're going to trade AJ Minter and James Karinchak for Milt Elmore. I'm guessing they're blowing up the roster because they don't believe in it. So, yeah. They're going to trade away Nolan Gorman, Eli White, Dylan Lee, and Robert Suarez for these 3 bum prospects. What is every single CPU team's fascination with trading for C potential guys that are never going to be anything more than bench players? Like, I just don't understand it. All right, we're at the home run derby. The team is honestly not doing too horribly. Acuna's here. If we had Matt Olson, we might be in a much better spot. We're 7 games back. We could be probably closer if they would stop trading away everyone. Who is our all-stars? Drake Baldwin. So he is playing over Sean Murphy, which I guess makes sense. He's the better hitter. Anyone else? Maybe Acuna? Maybe? Okay, Acuna's here. I think he's on his last year of his deal. So, yeah, he's probably gone after this year. And then it's kind of over from there. So, finish out the rest of the year and hopefully pray for a miracle that Acuna stays. They're going to trade Miles Straw for Zach Nolan. Okay, so they had a decent draft. They finally drafted some players with decent potential on them, which is a step in the right direction, I guess. 80 and 82. Like I said, maybe if they don't trade away every single good player they have, they might have been able to make the playoffs. Yeah, let's see. Acuna, 40 home runs, 17 stolen bases. I wish they didn't kill his speed. I really wish they didn't kill it. 4.9 from Michael Harris, up to an 84. 4.1 from Drake Baldwin. 3.9 from Acuna, as well as Andres Jimenez. Sean Murphy with a 1.4. Wish Sean Murphy also played more. Just sucks that there's really not a spot for him. Brett Wisely with a 1.3. Austin Riley with a 1.2. He's up to a 91. Yeah, Really nothing special from the rest of the supporting cast. Jeff Hoffman, I honestly forgot he was here. 40 saves for him. Good season, I guess. Wow. Joel Payamps leads our team with a 1.4 WAR. Schwellenbach with a 1.3. Trevor Rogers with a 1.2. Clark Schmidt with a 0.9. Really nothing else. Yeah, let's get through the offseason. Hopefully they make any meaningful deals. All right, they're going to trade away Trevor Rogers, Spencer Strider, and Andres Jimenez for Hank Ritchie, who is the top 100 prospect, Caden Campbell, and Claude Lambert. Time will tell with this deal, and I don't think it's going to look very favorably upon us. All right, the one thing I will say is I didn't see it, but we did re-sign Ronald Acuna Jr. I don't know when they did it, but they did re-sign him. We also get Tyler O'Neill. Who did we lose, though? I feel like we didn't really lose too much. Sean Murphy hurts, but not too crazy. Tyler O'Neill, we signed Anthony Volpe, Tanner Scott, some other smaller deals, nothing too substantial though. But they did lock down Ronald Acuna Jr. for the rest of this video, which is nice. Unless they trade him at some point, obviously. But I think we're going to be seeing a very long period of us being very mid to bad. So hopefully I'm wrong. But yeah, it's not looking bright. They're going to trade Ian Hamilton for Tony Blanco Jr. Okay, and they trade away Austin Riley, who was on a 5-year deal, as well as Bryce Elder and Danny Young for Sergio Lopez and Ava Arquette. This is quite possibly the stupidest thing they could have done. All right, we're at the Home Run Derby. No one here for our team. See who our All-Stars are, if we have any. I mean, obviously we have to have one. Schwellenbach's here. Is he on a long-term deal? No, he's not. He's going to be leaving soon. Anyone else? No. Nope. Steve Nunez have a year, I guess. James Wood, my goat. Wow, he's hitting 348. That's beautiful. And no Acuna, so our only one is Schwellenbach. That is bad. Wow. And they trade away our only All-Star for a bunch of C potential players. What is wrong with you guys? None of these guys are going to be even worth as much as him, ever. Like, come on. You're telling me this is the best you could get for Spencer Schwellenbach? Seriously? They're going to trade Tyler O'Neill for Edward Florentino. Like I said, this is the best you could have gotten. And on top of that, they had quite possibly one of the worst draft classes possible. That is awful. All right, we won a whopping 60 games. Just absolutely dreadful. Claude Lambert wins Rookie of the Year, though, so I guess something to be happy about. Anthony Volpe, have a year, bud. You know what? Have a year. Proud of you. 3.4 WAR. He's second on our team. Michael Harris with 3.5 leads our team. Volpe 3.4. Acuna only at 3.1. Needs to figure it out. Eric Ham with a 2.9. Drake Baldwin with a 2.8. Ryan Ward with a 2.1. Florentino with a 0.8. I mean, everyone else just kind of sucked, as you could probably assume. 29 saves out of Tanner Scott. Beautiful work. Not a single player with double-digit wins. Phenomenal. This is phenomenal. 1.1 is our highest WAR pitcher, and it's Hurston Waldrop, and that's literally it. Wow. We only had 4 players with a meaningful WAR. That is disgusting. Just get to the offseason. Yeah. Alright, free agency, they really didn't lose anyone, which is good. They signed Grayson Rodriguez, which I guess is something to be happy about. They also brought back Ozuna from the Braves. They got Jordan Westberg, Josh Lowe, and Victor Vodnik. But I really don't think that this team wins more than 70 games at most in a perfect world. So, yeah. They're going to trade Caden Campbell for Kyle Leahy. Okay. They're going to trade away Nate George, whose potential went up, for Jack Sawinski, Sir Anthony Dominguez, and Ryan Zephyr-John. Why? Someone take the controller away from them. They're going to... Actually, I don't know how I feel about this yet, but Tim Bean for Edward Cabrera and Bo Breeze. Trade Michael Felice for Matt McLean. Okay. All right, home run derby. Acuna leading the league in home runs. And we're actually not bad. We're 51 and 46, but I don't think we really have the talent to compete. We, could stop trading players as soon as, we get them. Might be in a good spot. Is that Hunter Harvey? Of course Hunter Harvey's doing well now that we don't have him. Anyone else from our team? I think Acuna's out in right field if I had to guess. Connor Griffin is a beast. Yeah, Acuna, and that's it. Oh, Austin Riley, but not on our team. Yeah, nice. All right, let's finish out the year. See how everything goes. Not a bad draft class, honestly. This guy's gonna be good quick. Bottom three don't matter, but the top three are pretty decent, so hopefully they can develop. All right, the Braves finished 74 and 88. Just not very great. Like I said, just a very mid-year. Let's see how did the guys do. I mean, Acuna finally had kind of the Acuna year we've been waiting for, with a 7.3 WAR. Drake Baldwin with a 6.3 WAR. Harris with a 3.9. Sawinski with a 3.5. Good for him. Eric Ham 3.2. Nacho Alvarez 2.8. Josh Lowe 2. McLean 1.8. Volpe with a 1.6. Good for those guys, I guess. The problem is 100% the pitching. Yeah, we really just don't have the guys needed to win ball games here. But it does look a lot better than last year. Grayson Rodriguez with a 2.1. Logan Allen with a 2. Edward Cabrera with a 1.4. Vodnik with a 1.3. And then Kyle Leahy with a 1. Yeah, get through the offseason, see if they make any meaningful moves. We are officially at the halfway point, so running out of time. And they're going to trade away Victor Vodnik and Nick Sandlin for Todd Stubbs. All right, it looks like we did lose a lot of guys. We signed Jackson Holiday for a long-term deal. Patrick Bailey. We got Michael Kopech. Shota, I guess, is an okay move. 20 mil a year. He's probably not that great, though. I mean, the team is very, very, very mid. Don't think you're going to see a much more mid team than us. We have one superstar, and the rest of the team is just meh. Yeah, let's see how we do, though. They're going to trade Michael Harris II for Ray Vina. All right, home run derby time. No Ronald Acuna this year. What about the All-Star game? Is he there? Not as a starter. Trey Turner's in Chicago. Nolan Schanuel, whatever it is a beast for the Nationals. Love to see that. Drake Baldwin did end up going to the Giants. How's he doing? He's okay over his career. I mean, probably not a Hall of Famer, but not bad. Charlie Condon, good for him, finally getting called up. Jackson Holiday is an all-star, maybe our only one. Jesus Made, good for him. O'Neal Cruz is in Washington too, good for him. Dylan Cruz is here. Hell yeah, Dylan. But yeah, no Acuna, so let's go ahead, let's finish out the year. Okay, so they did draft this guy who has great potential. Other than that, nothing special. So, yeah. All right, 69 and 93, another just very meh year. Let's take a look at the team leaders. Jackson Holiday, not bad. We have Brady House, the GOAT. Let's see. Acuna with a 5.3 WAR. Is he kind of on his way to the Hall of Fame? I really hope so. Yeah, he's definitely in the Hall of Fame at this point. What about the WAR? Maybe the WAR holds him back a little bit right now, but I think with a couple more years, he's definitely there. Jackson Holiday with a 5, Brady House with a 4.3, Patrick Bailey with a 3.7, Eric Ham with a 3.6, Lauren Combs with a 2.4, same with Brett Harris, Brock Wilken 1.8, Ray Vina with a 1.5, Florentino with a 1.2. Volpe is just kind of falling apart at the seams. 2 10-win guys, I guess is okay. Didier Fuentes is our closer, even though he's actually a starting pitcher. So good for him, I guess. 1.6 from Shota, 1.1 from Grayson and J.R. Ritchie, and really nothing from anyone else. So, yeah. Sums it up. Oh, we do get Big Nick. Holy. He's going to be here for a while. Oh, wow. He's going to be here for the rest of this video. He's up to a 98 overall. Somehow, some way. Already probably, yeah, he's on that Hall of Fame pace. Wow, that's a huge sign. A huge signing, sorry. Wow. Alright, so we really didn't lose much in free agency. Obviously, signing Nick is huge. Lindor, probably a little bit too past his prime. Yeah, nothing too crazy. But we now have 2 superstars. Actually, Lindor's still an 89, which is good. I just don't think the supporting cast is strong enough. But Now that we have Nick and Acuna here for the rest of this, maybe they can build something around the two of these guys. Okay, they're going to trade Todd Stubbs for Jack Flaherty. I guess that's an okay-ish move. They're going to trade away all 4 of these guys, with Wilson Contreras being here, for Sean Gamble and Gustavo Ramirez. I don't think this is going to make a difference, honestly. All right, we're at the Home Run Derby. Nick is here, which is good. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully they can build around him and Acuna. Anyone else? Oh, Willie Chavez is here, 27 saves, good for him. Nick, obviously, we saw him. Anyone else? Willie Castro turning out a good career. What does he look like over his career? Not bad. Eli Willits, the GOAT. Well, hopefully soon to be GOAT at some point in his career. Wow. You've got to be kidding me. Yeah, no Acuna though. So the Pirates, I need to see. How good are the Pirates? Honestly, not as good as they should be. That's insane. Alright. Okay, they're going to trade away Jared Bart, Keith McLeod, and Brady House for Edgar Quiero, Victor, I'm not even trying to say that, Connor Phillips, and Tyler O'Neill. They're also going to trade away Quentin Young, who I didn't know they even had, for Sean Burke. Not bad. And on deadline day, they're going to trade away J.R. Haynes for Logan O'Hoppe. Okay, and they had a actually really good draft class. This guy's going to be pretty much immediately in the MLB. And the 2 other guys might hopefully develop by the time we get towards the end of this. 84 and 78, and we do make the postseason. Okay, hold on now. Grayson Rodriguez, Nick had a phenomenal year. Hank Aaron and MVP for Nick. Can we get it done in the postseason? But first, wow, 53 home runs, 129 RBIs. What a year from the guy. What a phenomenal year. 6.7 out of him. Lindor with a 5.2. Holiday with a 4.8. Acuna with a 3.9 starting to regress. O'Hoppe with a 3.5. Florentino with a 3.4. Patrick Bailey with a 2.6. Ravinia and Eric Ham with 2s. Combs with a 1.4. Ava Arquette with a 1 finally in the MLB. Willie Chavez with 39 saves. Connor Phillips, 30 saves, but probably all of those were with the Reds. 3 guys with double-digit wins is pretty good for me. Grayson Rodriguez, 3.3. Flaherty with a 2.1. Chavez with a 1.5. J.R. Ritchie with a 1.3. Shota and Sean Burke both with 1s. Yeah. Can we do a job in the playoffs? I doubt we get past Philly here. We sweep them. Pittsburgh, yeah, we're not getting past Pittsburgh. Very close series. I mean, we lost 2 of those games by 1. Now, hopefully they take the core we have and build on it, but I doubt they do. Okay, and they do bring back William Contreras. That is another huge signing. They're actually trying to make a push here. All right, so we didn't lose anyone too crazy, I would say, but signing William Contreras is definitely huge. We should honestly have a good shot of going far in these playoffs now. Problem is, a lot of our stars are aging, and we really don't have much to replace them. But I think we still have a shot here with how good, some of these guys are. Hopefully we do. We've got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 3 years left, this one being the 3rd to last. So hopefully we can do a job. All right, they're going to trade away Zach Nolan for Brody Hopkins, Jonathan Pintero, and Drew Jameson. All right, we're at the Home Run Derby. The team is doing okay. Nick's still doing his thing, what we like to see. Currently in first by 7 games, so we hopefully can take this division with command. Sean Burke doing a phenomenal job. Good for him. Anyone else? Dennis Santana made his way back to the Pirates. Good for him. Nick doing his thing. Todd Stubbs is an all-star for the Cubs. Good for him. Anyone else? Connor Griffin. He's insane. Edward Florentino's here. Ronald Acuna Jr. down to an 89. Getting the job done, though, so hopefully he can still continue to do that for us. Okay, they're going to trade away Hank Ritchie for Brandon Birdsell, Jordan Wicks, and Dansby Swanson. I don't know if this is the right move. This guy was about to be really good, so who knows. All right, they had an okay-ish draft. I mean, no one that's probably going to help us, but maybe they can trade some of them away. Who knows? All right, and they finish off 90-72, win the division, but don't get a bye, which is okay. Nick did his job for the most part. Oh, yeah, I mean, 44 home runs, that'll play 100% every single day of the week. 7.8 WAR from William Contreras. He was our best player WAR-wise. Edward Florentino with a 6 WAR. Didn't expect that out of him. Nick with a 5.4. Ray Vina with a 4.7. Acuna with a 4.3. Holiday with a 3.9. Ham with a 3.3. Eva Arquette with a 2.3. Adrian Vasquez, who was a guy we drafted, with a 1.8. Lindor with a 1. And the backup guys doing kind of what they do. Okay, I mean, Brody Hopkins, who is a starter. I'm actually going to turn him into a starter. Willie Chavez, 37 saves. Good for him. Yeah, I mean, pretty good year from the team. Wish we could have been a little bit better, but it's okay. Rodriguez with a 2.4. Perales, I think that's how you say it, with a 2. Sean Burke with a 1.8. Forbes and Phillips with a 1.7 each. Patrick Forbes might be... oh, he is a starter already. Never mind. Jordan Wicks with a 1.3 as well. I'm going to go see what relievers we have that are actually starters, and then I'm going to switch them over. Maybe give ourselves a shot at winning the World Series. All right, they're taking on Cincinnati, who they do beat. They're taking on Pittsburgh, who they're going to beat. They're taking on the Dodgers. They go up 2-0, and then they lose the next 3, and then come back. Okay, World Series. They win Game 1. They win Game 2. They lose Game 3. Come on. They lose Game 4. Brody Hopkins, please. They lose Game 5. They win Game 6. Come on, Game 7. They lose the World Series. Oh my gosh, that sucks. Wow, they were 1 game away. Francisco Lindor, playoff MVP, but we can't get it done. That sucks. All right, see what they can do in the offseason. All right, they're going to trade Claude Lambert for Shane McClanahan. Pretty solid deal. Okay, they're going to trade away David. They're going to make this deal. I'm not saying all of these names. This hopefully can be a decent deal for them. That's what we're hoping for. They're going to sign Kevin McGonigal. Oh my gosh, this is their time. This has to be their year coming up. All right, so they did lose some guys, but honestly, no one that I think is that page turning. Getting Kevin McGonigal is huge. Brad Lord, we're going to make him into a starter when we get to the playoffs because he is technically a starter. Jeremiah Estrada hopefully is still good. I think this has to be the year. This has to be the year. Brody Hopkins, we're going to turn him back into a reliever for now until we get to the playoffs because I think we should have a good enough team to get to the playoffs. It's just going to be about when we get there, turning these guys to starters and letting them eat. Yeah, this has to be the year. This genuinely has to be the year. All right, that's the home run derby. Nick doing his thing still. Currently 51 and 46. We're right behind the Phillies. Wish we were in a better spot, but that's all right. Who do we have here? William Contreras. He's down to an 86. That's fine. Nick is up to a 99. I guess they gave him new potential in the update, which is good for him. Anyone else? No Acuna. All right, let's finish out the year strong. This is the last draft class that we're looking at, so hopefully it's a good one. All right, in the final draft class, they don't get anything that's going to help, so it is what it is. All right, they finish 88-74, win the division, and we get a bye with 88 wins. Oh, that is huge. Oh, that is huge. Nick does his job. I'm actually thoroughly excited for this playoff run. I think we have a very good shot at winning the World Series here. William Contreras with a 7.4 WAR. He doesn't care that he's going down. He's still putting up numbers. Ham with a 5.9. McGonigal with a 5.5. Nick with a 5.4. Ray Vina with a 4.7. Florentino with a 3.5. Acuna down to an 82. Still puts up a 3. Holiday with a 2.3. Ava Arquette with a 2.1. Pitching-wise, really no saves, which I guess is okay. We have 5 players win 10 games, though, which is great. It's exactly what we needed to see. 2 WAR from Hopkins and Grayson Rodriguez. Did they have him starting games? Wow, they didn't. Okay. 1.7 from Alicio. This is the guy that we drafted literally 2 years ago, I think. Brad Lord with a 1.6. Burke with a 1.5. Estrada with a 1.3. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go fix those Brody Hopkins and Brad Lord into starters, and we're going to see if we can win a World Series. Taking on St. Louis, and we're going to beat them in 4. San Diego. We're going to get past them. Come on, World Series against the Blue Jays. We take game 1. We take game 2. We take game 3. Come on. If we get a 4-game sweep of the World Series against Toronto, that is absolutely stupendous. Taking a screenshot. Leave me alone. Need my screenshot for my thumbnail, maybe. We get the World Series in the second to last season. Wow, that is absolutely huge. Let's see who wins the awards. Acuna, World Series MVP, and Nick, playoff MVP. They get it done. That is absolutely huge. Let's go through the offseason. Hopefully, they can keep this team together. Maybe build on it, and maybe we get one more. I doubt we do, but I'm hoping we can. They're going to sign Dion Scott. I have no idea who this is, but yeah. We do lose William Contreras. That might spell the end of our World Series window. Okay, they're going to trade this Frank Alvarez guy, a couple of the other guys, for a trade headlining Ryan Sloan. I don't mind that. Really don't mind that. Jacob Young also here. How is his career going? Honestly, not bad. Genuinely not too terrible, honestly. Yeah, maybe a future Hall of Good player. Who knows? We're going to get Zaire Hope. Maybe our window is back on. Who knows? Okay, they're going to trade away this Cal Harmon guy as well as Shane McClanahan for Augustin Ramirez. Yeah. All right, in free agency, we did lose Brad Lord, which sucks. Also lost Grayson Rodriguez and a couple other guys. Yeah, so Zaire Hope, Dion Scott. Hopefully we have enough. I don't think we do at this point. But who knows? Honestly, we still have a very solid team. We might have a shot here. Oh, we do get Brad Lord back and Brody Hopkins. That is huge. I'm going to let them ride out as starting pitchers. I think that's the best option. Yeah. Maybe we still have a shot here. Who knows? Who knows? All right, we're at the Home Run Derby. Team is doing very well. Nick's in the Hall of Fame, in the Home Run Derby. Let's see. Nick at first. Augustin Ramirez doing a good job behind the plate. Brody Hopkins, he's still a 92 overall, which is phenomenal. Dion Scott is here, as well as Willie Chavez. So great 1-2 punch. Augustin Ramirez, we saw. Nick at first. Anyone else from our team? Maybe not. Probably not Acuna at this point. No. Josh Lowe. Wow, the Lowe's, good for them. All right, let's finish out this year. No draft class, so hopefully we can make a playoff push again. All right, we finished 93 and 69, which is better than we have the last couple years. Nick, phenomenal job from him. Did he win MVP again? No. Oh, actually he did. Wow. Okay. Another MVP for Nick. He's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. 3rd MVP of his career. Wow, he won it in the first year. He's had a Hall of Fame career. Good for him. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. He honestly has a shot at breaking the home run record. Only 32 years old. He has a shot. Let's see, though. 7.4 WAR for Nick. 6.3 from Ray Vina. He's been very underrated for us. Augustin Ramirez with 5.2. Ray Vina, I mean, shout out to him. You know, he might not be a Hall of Famer, but he has been very solid for the last 5 years for us. So good for him. Augustin Ramirez with a 5.2. Florentino with a 3.6. Arquette with a 3.5. Zaire Hope with a 3.2. Eric Kane with a 3.1. Jackson Holiday with a 2.7. McGonigal with a 1.6. No. Oh, wait. Did I pass Acuna? No Acuna. So I guess he's not here anymore, which sucks. Jeremiah Estrada had 14 wins as a reliever. Dion Scott, 53 saves. Not bad. Jeremiah Estrada was not even starting games, so good for him. Brody Hopkins with a 3.6, Ryan Sloan with a 3.3, Willie Chavez 2.5, Brad Lord with a 2.4. He goes down 8 overalls, but that's okay. Sergio Alicio with a 2.3, William O with a 1.8. Same with Peralez. Dion Scott with a 1.7, Hunter Barker with a 1.1, Sean Burke with a 1. I'm out of breath. All right. Can we get it done? We don't have to change anyone's positions. We immediately get swept. One thing I'm going to do if we do have Acuna still, just to put a nice end to this. Let's see. Is he still on the team? He is. Do I think he's Hall of Fame ready? Yeah, I feel like he honestly is. We're going to move him to center field. We're going to drop his overall all the way. I want him to make the Hall of Fame. So that's what we're going to do. To end off this video on a nice note, end it with a nice little Hall of Fame from Ronald Acuna Jr. At least I'm hoping that's what happens here. If not, that would really suck. It'd be a kind of bad way of ending this. But let's see how this goes. If you don't know, I know in last year's game, if you made them center fielders, their WAR numbers went up, and last year all you needed was 2,300 hits and high enough WAR to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, realistically, 2,380 hits, 513 home runs, almost 400 stolen bases, career 278 hitter. I mean, he was phenomenal over his career. 98.8 WAR when you move him to center field. Let's take a look at his awards. He was the MVP in real life and Rookie of the Year. He was a lot of All-Stars, a lot of Silver Sluggers, won World Series MVP last year. Can we send this off in the nicest way possible? Okay, he should retire. Yes, he does. And him and Matt Olson both make it into the Hall of Fame. So that's pretty good. Matt Olson, I wish spent more time here, but he didn't. That's all right. That being said, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys as always for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and peace.